So tell us about your book.
My book called Death in Shangri-La is basically is a second thriller I wrote, not the first one, but it's the first one translated into English, and it's one of a series of three which I created until now with the same character. His name is Dotan Naor. Well, now I have to explain why the name, because Naor in Hebrew is like the enlightened one, and basically is like, let's say, is a different way to say Buddha, because the book plot is happening in India. But basically, this guy who is an ex-Mossad agent, he started what we call an Israeli bloc. He's like a tough guy, he know how to kick, he know how to investigate, but is having nothing with spirituality. But the way I created the characters is that every time that you have to solve a problem, you have to lift himself a bit personally, spiritually. If he doesn't do it, he doesn't solve the problem.
So you're very well known in Israel, but this is your first book in the U.S. So what made you decide now to get published in the U.S. and come out here?
Well, first of all, America is a dream. Is a door open to me now, which is amazing door. I mean, being here in the ThrillerFest, opening a door for my books is a different. Israel is a very small market for books, and unfortunately, with all my success, I published 13 books. Not all of them thrillers. Some of them were literature, fiction, some of them guidebooks, travel books, but about 8-9 years ago, I started moving to thrillers. And again, Israel is a very small market, so the numbers, when I hear here how many people are selling compared to what I'm consider a top seller or medium top seller, is ridiculous. I mean, the numbers is when you speak about, we have maybe 200 shops, bookshops in Israel.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, with all the crying about bookshops closing, Barnes and Nobles, still in the States you have like 13,000, 14,000, something like this. So, of course, it's all new, it's all exciting, it's fascinating, basically, and I hope because next book, which I'm going to give to Oceanview just now in the summer, in the same time there's an adaptation for it for TV series, international one. So I hope like in 2 years or 1.5 years, maybe they will come out together, and maybe people start to know my name. It's sort of, dream. Everyone dreams.
Yeah, it's good to set goals.
Yeah.
And do you write your books in Hebrew and then they're translated, or you write them in English?
Unfortunately, I think I write them in Hebrew.
Oh, okay.
Well, I would say like this: when I was a young guy, I'm still traveling a lot, but I came to Canada, to Toronto, because I sought to study in a film school in Toronto. In the end, I found myself finishing in Vancouver, in Fraser Valley, picking strawberries and swamping chickens into trucks. And it was a lovely time. I wrote a few stories about this time, but I don't know why I decided to go back to Israel. And if there are any mistake in my life, which I don't have many because I did so many things, it's the only one that I cannot really write immediately in English. So I have to go through the process, of not, finishing the book. Fortunately, I have a very good translator.
That's
really,
great.
she's
That's
great.
Probably not always easy to find.
Because everyone was saying on this book that the translation is top notch, which
great.
is so nice to hear it. But to translate a book from Hebrew to English, it takes even to a quick translator about almost like writing a book, about 6 to 7 to 8 months. It depends the length.
Right.
And anyway, as well an investment. So the process is a bit longer than writing in English. You have your publishing house. It's take more time, but I'm a patient man.
Yeah. And how long did it take you to write your book?
I tell you like this: when I was writing short stories, which I still love, I published 2 collection of short stories. It is very quick. Novels, it took me between 3 to 5 years each.
Okay.
Writing thrillers, everyone is different. When I started to write one, the first one took me 3 years because I didn't find the right language or the right technique. So I've been rewriting it between 5 to 7 times. I don't remember exactly. The second one took me about a year. And now I finished the one which took me the first write almost like American, 5 months, and it's a very long one.
Yeah.
But rewriting it is another process. So I changed completely the end. Just writing again an end took me another 2 months. And unfortunately, not like American writers, I have to work for life.
Right.
So this take time too.
And how are you finding ThrillerFest? I know this is your first year coming here.
Fascinating. The only word is wonderful. I mean, you meet so many amazing, interesting writers, people who come here. I mean, I have great talks. Of course, it's not, you make connection, you understand how the things happening around. But basically, it's coming back to people, and I must say something which I feel very unique. The people here are without ego.
Yeah.
It's
I've noticed that
amazing.
too.
I mean, there are really famous writers, George Martin, Lee Child, and others. And everyone is you can talk with everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone is open to listen. I mean, sometimes less, sometimes more, but basically, everyone is interested in the other in many ways. Yeah, everyone is approachable. You learn a lot. I mean, as a writer, you listen to the people. I'm going to the panel, different panels. I get from everyone a really interesting, spot or something. It's amazing. And my plan is, of course, to come again and again and again, every time with a new book.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, and we'll be seeing again.
Yeah.
Thank you.